Hey guys, in this tutorial we're going to be covering SmartArt graphics. So SmartArt graphics are basically visual representations of the information that you want to communicate or present. For me, it's basically a way to turn boring bullet points into something more visual. So we're going to show you some examples of that and how you can create a SmartArt graphic from scratch. Let's just go over, first of all, we'll go over the different types of SmartArt graphics you can use and which ones you should use. So this first one is our list SmartArt graphic, and that'll show you basically a list of any information where the order of the information isn't required. So like if I had a list of 5 things, it doesn't matter the order, it's just there. Then you have the process SmartArt graphic, so this process layout, and this would show graphics like this that would show kind of one direction and have, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, sort of like the writing process here. And then you can also use a cycle one, which shows you a cycle of a process and then it repeats itself. And then you can also have a hierarchy here, so maybe like if you have job titles and within an organization, you could have like the boss up here, vice president, and the workers down here. And then you could also have a relationship graphic, so that would show relationship between objects. And that's what I use for my Microsoft Access tutorials. And then you could also have like a matrix one, or sorry, this is a matrix one where it's kind of like different parts related to a whole, kind of like a pie chart. And then you have a pyramid graphic that'll kind of show different levels of something, sort of like a big one using a pyramid. A great example of that is Bloom's taxonomy, where it would show lower level skills at the bottom and then higher order or critical thinking skills kind of at the top of the pyramid, and very base skills at the bottom. And then lastly, you have the picture one where it'll show you like a visual representation that you can add with your information that you can add pictures to. So if you want to add pictures within the SmartArt graphic, you could add them here. And those are all the different types of SmartArt layouts that you can use. So let's actually test one. Any ways you can add SmartArt graphics. You can even convert text to SmartArt graphics, but we'll get into that later. But right now you can either go to inside a content box, you can go to the insert SmartArt graphic icon, or you can press the insert tab and click SmartArt. So either way, we can add all of these, and we're going to add in, just for fun, we're going to add in the hierarchy one, and click on the organizational chart and press OK. So there's two. Now that we've got that, so we've added our the SmartArt graphic that we want. Now you can start adding text. So from scratch here. So we're going to start typing. Now it depends how you want to do this. You can click on here to add text, or you can click in the left pane. I'll just show you something to watch out for. So let's say we type in Smith, but then we also want to add in John Smith's title. So I go to press enter, and what that did was it created a different shape. So I'm going to undo that. You don't want to do that. If you want to write in the left pane, you have to click shift enter to keep within the same shape, or you can actually just click on the shape and then press enter. Okay, so just make sure you don't, if you're on the left side, don't press enter and create a new shape. We're going to add his title in. Okay, and then I'll click in the shapes to do the rest of the names. So something like that. So yeah, either way works, but you can choose whether you want to type in the left pane or this one. Me, I would prefer to type in the shape. I think it makes things a little easier to work with, and that way if I press enter, it's going to stay within that shape and not create a new shape. And there you go. So this is how we add text to our SmartArt graphic. Alright, so now that we've created SmartArt graphics, we're going to actually convert SmartArt graphics. So don't get those confused. It's actually at different locations in your PowerPoint. So I'll show you an example. So we'll go to slide 4 here, and we're going to convert. So I'm going to select this bulleted list here, and instead of going to insert SmartArt like we did last time, we're actually going to go to the Home tab and then click Convert to SmartArt. So know that there's a difference. Or you could also right-click and then Convert to SmartArt. And then we have our options here. But I'm going to use the one on the Home tab. Let's go to More. We'll pick Cycle, and we'll go to Block Cycle. That's the one we want. You press OK, and then we have this. So we have like a life process, so it's sounds like something you'd use as a cycle, and we chose the block cycle one. And now we're going to also, so that's one way to convert bullet points into a nice visual using SmartArt graphics. And you can also change word art into SmartArt as well. So I'm going to triple click this developer orientation, so you got to be careful with that. So it highlights both developer and orientation as one. And then I'm going to convert to SmartArt, and I'm going to pick a list. I'm looking for a vertical bullet list, so that's this one right here. So I'm going to choose that. And then we have a nice kind of background to our word art. So SmartArt, it kind of makes things pop out a little bit more. It's a bit more visual, so I kind of like that style. Alright, so now that we converted our SmartArt, converted our word art and other text to SmartArt graphics, now we're going to change the style of our SmartArt graphics. So we'll go to this one, and I'll show you how to change your style. Be careful, one thing to watch out for is don't just click on one shape like I've done here. Make sure that the whole border of the SmartArt is selected, because you don't want to do like a different styles for different shapes. It gets too confusing, so be consistent in your style. And we want a 3D style called, and you can kind of like play around with the styles that you want. There's a few options here. We want a cartoon style, so that's this one, I believe, yeah, versus the inset. That's also a good one for 3D effect. That doesn't change it too much, but we're gonna go with cartoon for this one. And also, so just to make things consistent, wherever we've added a SmartArt graphic so far, we'll change it to the cartoon style. So again, just same thing, go up here. This one only has one shape, so you don't have to worry about only clicking on one shape. And this one too, so just be careful. The main thing to watch out for when you're changing the style is don't click on one shape. Click on the whole SmartArt graphic, and then we're going to find the cartoon style here, yeah, just to be consistent. And that's basically how to apply a style to different kinds of SmartArt. So along with the style, you can also change the SmartArt graphic colors. So make sure again that you choose the whole SmartArt area, and then go to the SmartArt Tools Design tab. And just, this is exactly where we found the styles. So if you want to change the style, you go to Design tab, and here's our style gallery. And we want to change the colors. So we'll choose a colorful one for this one. Let's choose colorful range accent colors 4 to 5. So this is kind of nice, and it works for us because it makes the top one really stand out. And we'll go to this slide and do the same thing. So again, just click on the SmartArt graphic area, change the colors, and we'll change this one to accent colors. And yeah, so we have a bit of a cycle there, and you can change the style again if that works. So, but that's how you would change the color. Don't get it confused with formatting and then changing the shape fill, because the shape fill is the background. So, which you could do, that actually kind of looks nice there. So you could do that too, but we're not going to quite yet. So that's how you would apply a color theme to a SmartArt graphic. So now that we've changed the colors theme of our SmartArt graphic, you can also go back and change the layout. So in the SmartArt Tools Design tab, right beside Change Colors, there's a gallery here. So make sure, again, make sure that it's, your whole SmartArt graphic is chosen. And then we could change it to a different kind of continuous, or you could, like if you thought that style doesn't really work, you could also bring up the, when you go to more SmartArt graphics, then you go back to the original list if maybe a cycle didn't work for you. But we'll just change this to, because it's a it's a process where it seems like there's a cycle, we'll just change this to a different kind of cycle. Continuous cycle looks better, and just click on it. So that's how you change a SmartArt layout. Alright, so now we're going to add a shape to a SmartArt graphic. So we're going to add a shape here. And for some SmartArt graphics, like depending on the type that you use, it's really easy to add a shape. I'll show you an example. This one is not so much, the one that we're looking at in the product development group here. But this is a little bit more complicated. So when we click on this and then pull up the text pane, you might be able to get away with it, actually. Let's see. Yeah, see, when we press enter, it put one right beside it. and that's not what we want. So it's a little bit trickier to work with. So that means we have to go into the SmartArt Tools Design tab and then add a shape, and oh, it automatically did what we wanted, but I didn't. Yeah, I wanted to show you some of these options you have. So in the add shape drop down arrow, you can do add shape below, add shape above, before, or after. So let's go back and do that one again, do that properly, even if it did do it right. So add shape below, and it would come right below where we want to. Alright, so now we'll just type in the new information. So for more complicated SmartArt graphics like this, you might want to add shape and then choose where you want the new shape to go. And then again, I'll probably just click in here because when we press enter, it's a lot easier to work with job titles in this one, product. And then we're going to go, so we'll click the shape. We're going to add shape below again. And we'll type in, so yeah, that wouldn't work if I just kept pressing enter here. But you could enter in the tab, but that's a little confusing. So it's probably just easier to press add shape instead of trying to move things around in the text pane. So I'm going to type in someone new here. And then again, I'll go to one last time, I'll go to add shape below. Okay, and that's it. So you can see that the writing kind of gets a little small, so we're going to fix everything later. But that's just how you would add new shapes if you had a little bit more of a complex design compared to something like this where just pressing enter and tabbing is a lot easier in the text pane versus something like this where, you know, there's so many places it could have gone. So then you'd have to go into the SmartArt Tools Design tab and then use the Add Shape drop-down options. So along with adding shapes, you can also delete certain shapes as well. So that's really simple. So you just click on the shape. Make sure that you don't click on just the text alone, but the actual shape, and just press delete. And then the shape reconfigures itself around the new shapes that are there, and without the one you just deleted. Okay, so now we're going to reverse the order of a shape. So we're going to do that in two ways, by shifting a shape from right to left, and then also changing the layout of the shape. So we're going to click on, now make sure it's not, you don't have any shapes specifically highlighted, it's just the whole SmartArt graphic here. And I'm going to change anything on the right to the left side. So that's how we would do that. Just click the right and left button. And then I'm going to specifically highlight this shape, the director shape, and then I'm going to choose the drop arrow in the layout here, and then I'm going to say left hanging. So if there was a huge hierarchy levels, I mean many different levels in the hierarchy, that's what you would do. You could choose that kind of layout, but I think we need a standard one, so that'll just bring it back to normal. Now I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm going to, because these are on the same level, I'm just going to change the layout of how they look basically. So I'm going to click both, and then they are on the same level. So because we chose layout both, same level. Now that wouldn't have worked if I'll show you in the text pane. So we'll go back. So make sure these are on the same level. Like if this was on a different level, okay, and then I went to say both, that wouldn't have worked. So I have to make sure they're on the same level first, and then when I change the layout to both, that it actually looks like they're on the same level. So they're both, and this is how I would show that, by changing the layout to both. So both on the same level below Hannah, and those are just two ways that you can change the direction of your SmartArt graphic. So you can also move a SmartArt shape. So we're going to click on this testing shape specifically, and then I'm going to, you see these arrows right here, move up or move down. So we could try moving it down. So we just kind of change its position and then move back up again. See how it can't really move up after that? So when you move down again, yeah, move down the list. And then you can't move it down any further because according to our cycle, this is the last one, so you can't really move it down. So move it up again, and then into position. So that's how you can move certain parts of your SmartArt graphic. Alright, so besides moving your shapes up and down, you can also promote or demote them. So when you promote them, it moves them up a level. When you demote the item, it makes it subordinate to the item above it. Think of it like bullet points. Let's say this one right here. This would be a promoted bullet point. This is one level above these sub bullet points. If I wanted to demote this, I would just tab it. If I wanted to promote this, I would have to click on it and then promote it to make it its own main point. So that's what we're going to do here using our SmartArt graphic here. And we're going to promote Hannah Wong to the same level as her colleagues up here. She's really like just one level below them. So all you have to do is, and you can also click in your text pane, go to SmartArt Tools, Design, and then press Promote. And now you see she's on the same level as her colleagues here. And you could demote again and promote and move her up a level. But that's how you would promote a SmartArt graphic, or shapes within a SmartArt graphic. Alright, so before we changed a SmartArt graphic layout, so we just changed the layout a little bit, but now we're going to completely change the type and the layout of the SmartArt graphic, so you can do that too if you want to completely change it. So we're going to go to the layout drop arrow, click more layouts, and then we're going to choose something like this. So keeping the same information, just pick the upward arrow type and see if we've completely changed your SmartArt graphic. You can do that too. Within a SmartArt graphic, you can also change the shape sizes. So for this example, we're going to make some changes to these circles here. See how it gets gradually bigger, but sometimes it's not. In this example, it's not that gradual, so we want to make this one a little bit bigger. So under the SmartArt Tools Format tab, go to the left side, top left, and then you can click on larger. We're going to click twice on the, so make sure you're clicking the circle, not the font. And we're going to click twice to get larger twice. And then, see that it's not that much difference, but you might make it a little larger, and then larger once on the design proof circle. And then you can also make this one a little smaller, and that makes it a little bit more even. There. So now we have more of a gradual development in the shapes, and that's how you would, no matter what shape you're using, you can make increase the size or decrease the size in your SmartArt Tools Format tab. Alright, so now we're going to change text formatting, which we haven't done yet. So instead of trying to change, like in this one, the font, you know, I could press Control and highlight them all. You can quickly just click the outside of the border of the SmartArt graphic, and then go to the Home tab, and then increase the font size. So as I'm doing that, you see the font increasing, and we're going to make that 20. The only problem is now it cuts off some of the words, so we can extend it, and then also move the text box a little bit away from the circle so it's not overlapping it. So now that we've made that bigger, we're going to stretch it out a little bit and then move it away from the circle. And then stretch this one a little bit too, and move it away from the circle. So yeah, so that's how you can format your text as well in the SmartArt graphic. And then you can also format your text like this. If you click on an individual shape like this, maybe you want to make the director stand out a little bit more than it already is, so just highlight it. I don't know, I can bold it now, and then change color. So you can do that as well within a shape, or you can change the whole SmartArt graphic by just clicking the outside border and then making your changes. So the last thing we're going to do, we're going to convert our SmartArt and pretend this never happened. So go click on the SmartArt box and then go to the Design tab, and then we're going to convert to text. So this SmartArt graphic will become text now, just like we had before. It's like it never happened. And then we're going to click this SmartArt graphic as well, and go to the Design tab, and then in the Convert drop-down arrow, you can also convert to shape. So now it's not a SmartArt graphic. Notice how this SmartArt graphic doesn't come up anymore. Now when I click on it, now it's just a shape. So now I can format this as well, or shape, just a normal shape. So yeah, that's how we convert our SmartArt, and it's like it's not even there anymore. If you stuck through this one, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.